Hello friends, welcome to Disney Dreamlight Valley. We got Reddit review today, and I'm very curious and excited to see what people are talking about. Now we're starting to get some clues about the update, so I'm sure we're going to discuss a little bit of those. Subscribe for more Disney Dreamlight Valley, and let's dive right into it. Video games cause violence. Me, who won't pick the mean dialogue option in Dreamlight Valley. Okay, that's funny, but I know at least one way how Disney Dreamlight Valley can cause violence. Number one, somebody sees your cute picture with Wally that you took in Disney Dreamlight Valley and say, "Oh, this guy is not cute. He is not cute at all." And I'm not gonna lie, in that case, violence might be justified. Okay, I'm just kidding. No, don't punch anybody who doesn't think Wally is cute. It's their loss. They've been punched by life already. But seriously, yeah, the whole narrative that video games cause violence, I feel like the real life causes way more violence, and a lot of video games are completely opposite of that, and Disney Dreamlight Valley is a great example. There is a lot of cozy games that can help people to escape the actual violent real world, which is completely the opposite of this narrative. So yeah, I agree. It doesn't apply, I would say, in most cases. DDV-ish home in Portland, Oregon. Oh, that is a cute colors. That green and purple goes hard. And the car, wait, did they actually painted the house? That looks spot on, kinda. One thing that is missing is a little pot of plants in the window. That is kind of cute. That is a cute house. Somebody has a great taste. My cottage. Ooh, somebody, and by somebody, of course, Tasha in Pixelland has combined two cottages to create one mega cottage. Oh, wait, how do you combine them like this? No, I know the trick to get two of the same house. You basically turn your main house into the skin, and then you place this house as a separate house. And that's how you get two, but what is that little piece in between? I guess the shape of the cottage? Wait, maybe we have a different angle. Oh yeah, I guess. Oh, so this house just has this little piece that coming out, and you just put them close together. That is a great idea. That is actually very smooth and seamless. And this is Forest of Valor. I just toured this valley. There was something completely different in that area. Wow, Tasha, you work fast. You work extremely fast. This looks incredible. By the time we're gonna do like the second valley tour together, your valley is gonna be completely different, and I love it. Pocahontas reveal. All right, let's see. What does Reddit think about Pocahontas? I bet there's gonna be at least one comment. Somebody saying she doesn't look like Pocahontas. They really struggle with these faces. Wow. Okay. When I zoomed in, she looks off. Definitely a trend with a lot of the human characters, especially the ones that were from 2D movies originally. All right, we're gonna zoom in a little bit. We're gonna see what is going on with her face. Wait a second. Oh my god, I just noticed. I think I know what people are talking about. What is going on with her ear? It looks like she has a piece of ear cut off, like somebody took scissors and cut off a part of her ear and then like glued it back on. What is this? And the eye, like, I feel like this does not look like a perfect circle. There's like a little. Okay, I'm really hoping this is just like a bad render, some error in the rendering of the character, and she's actually gonna look not gonna have an ear like this in the actual game. But other than that, proportion-wise, I feel like her face looks fine. I think if I were asked which Disney character this is, I would totally guess Pocahontas. But yeah, there's some very strange rendering issues that hopefully are not going to be present in the model when the game actually comes out. But yeah, I didn't notice this here. You have to really zoom in hard to see this. I'll never understand how they don't just use 3D models of the movie character's face. But this was never a 3D movie. It was always a 2D cartoon that's been drawn by hand. So there is no official 3D model that exists. Plus, you can't use the same model, even if for example, I know that Magic Kingdom has a lot of different characters, a lot of characters that were already made 3D, probably including Pocahontas too, but the thing is, they're not going to be able to use the same model because not every single game or even a movie are the same style. So, for example, even if we have Tangled, let's say Tangled was a 3D cartoon originally, Flynn and Rapunzel are not going to be exactly the same 3D models. It's going to be easier to make them in 3D because the reference images are in 3D. But I'm pretty sure you can't just go to Disney and be like, okay, Disney, give me the exact 3D model you use for those characters in your movie, and I'm just gonna make my game with it. No, I'm pretty sure they have to recreate those characters that match the style of the game, apply the same shaders they apply to all the characters, make sure that like the lines, the artistic choices are all the same for every character, so they all look cohesive, like they belong inside one game. So when you have that, and then you only have 2D images that if you like, you literally cannot reconstruct 3D from the images of 2D cartoon because they never had a model, so they had to eyeball it. So you have to basically try to imagine how that face would look in 3D. And some people might say that Magic Kingdoms did a better job with 3D models. I looked at some of them. They're not the same characters. They're not the same style, so they can just reuse those models. In any case, even if it doesn't look perfect from the very beginning, I'm sure people will give their feedback, and then Gameloft will be able to go back and fix them in the future, just like they did with Belle. But I feel like if you don't look extremely closely, it's probably going to be fine. But we'll see. We'll see. Once again, this does not look like a rendering of an actual model. It's something went wrong in this image, and I'm sure the actual Pocahontas is going to look better. Cinderella only has one shoe. Wait, what? Playing earlier and noticed that Cinderella picks up her dress and looks at her foot, and notice she's only wearing one shoe. I've never seen this animation before. Alright, let's investigate. And yes, indeed. And you know why she has one shoe? Because we have the other one. We actually got it from a quest. So she gave us our shoe, and now she is suffering walking on all of these rocks with only one shoe. That is hilarious. That must be extremely uncomfortable, though. It's a slipper with a heel, and the other foot has no support whatsoever. That is honestly kind of cruel, but I also kind of appreciate the attention to detail. Oh, so that's her animation. She steps out of the shoe on accident, and then she looks down on her foot. That is crazy. That is such a little detail. I've never seen this animation happen in my valley, but this is amazing. Props Gameloft. Small attention to detail. Like, I love how they have like these little details for the characters, and yet there's the palm is still missing. The plant is still empty. I don't know how to explain this. Oh my god, professional bee. What is going on here? Look at that. That's a whole pattern. And that's on the beach too. Oh, okay, that is one of the most insane beaches I have ever seen. So, the radial designs is so cool. That is a whole next level. My god. I wonder how you walk. Because you can't walk through these flowers. So, can you even walk through this build? This is kind of funny. But yeah, this is absolutely the most unique beach I've ever seen. Incredible. Oh, we have a watering can discussion. But I feel like every watering can discussion should be labeled as event. Rightfully so, but let's see. I will admit, I initially misinterpreted and thought we would be getting a whole new Tangled Tool skin set. I've seen a lot of people saying that. A lot of people expected to get Tool skin set, even though I feel like they made it pretty clear that it was going to be only the watering can. One thing that I was hoping for, though, and the way they hinted it, is that it would be free. It would be like a gift or maybe a reward for a quest. I did not expect it to come in a premium shop. And I definitely did not expect it to come this expensive. Regardless, to charge 1500 moonstones for only a watering can that just seems to light up a bit more with each upgrade is absolutely absurd. 100%. If Gameloft somehow will see all of this and be like, what should be our next move? Let's release another tool for 1500 moonstones that are gonna have 3 different styles. That they're gonna love it. If they do literally the same thing again, it's gonna be game over for Gameloft, I feel like. So Gameloft, please learn from this mistake and never do something this stupid again. Either give us the other ones like that for free or sell them for 500 moonstones, and then we can talk. I think it's them testing the waters to see if people will buy it, so in the future they will continue to sell them separately for the price the whole set was. That's very likely. Very likely. And from everything I've seen, I don't think people are actually going to buy it. So hopefully they learned the important lesson. I wouldn't mind if they sell a whole set like this. That would be upgradable. But it has to cost at least the same amount as they used to sell the tool sets, $37.50, which is still feels like it's overpriced. But I feel like getting a whole tangled set that is upgradable for $37.50 would be fine. It wouldn't be the greatest, but it would be okay. What they did here is absolute slap in the face, and it should not be repeated ever again. You know, there's one thing that actually good that came out of this, is that we got to save 1500 moonstones that week in the shop, so not everything was bad. I love it. I'm gonna guess we're talking about the dress. Yeah, the dress is great. It was one saving grace. Well, that and the cottage for that week's premium shop. At least the other items didn't completely suck. So if you got 4K that week from a dreamsnap, you almost broke even without needing to buy the watering can, which I guess is a good deal. Buzz has been stuck in the mines for over 3 years. Ooh, interesting. If I dismiss a character inside a building or in the mines, they remain there forever. What? I've never seen this before. The only reason I might think this could happen is if you have a specific quest. Like, you give an example of Buzz being inside the mines. You might just have an active quest that requires Buzz to be in the mines. Same with Alice. Alice definitely had a quest where she would be inside the house until you finish that quest. So I'm gonna give a wild idea. Try finishing their friendship quests and see if the glitch still happens. Yes, that's what people in the comments saying. If characters seem stuck in unusual places, it's usually because of a quest that requires them to be there. But that being said, I don't think even when that happens, they never leave that place. I think they just teleport inside whenever you enter that area. So my Alice, when I had this the quest going on, she would still go around the valley. I would still see her in the shops and stuff. But whenever I go home, she goes together with me. So maybe you have some kind of a different glitch. Buzz might be there because of Vanellope level 10 quest. Oh yeah! Yeah, there is some quests that basically say go meet this character in that place, and if that quest say that, those characters will always be in that place until you finish that quest. Dear Gameloft, all right, I have no idea what this is about based on this picture. For the love of God, can you please update inside of Minnie's house? I don't know what you were thinking with green walls, but it's the least Minnie house I've ever seen. I understand she was one of the first houses, but you updated Moana's a bit ago. The houses now are so beautiful inside, and I feel like she was robbed of her Minnie way. Sincerely, a concerned citizen of the valley. I'm gonna agree. I feel like Minnie's house does feel more of a functional than cute, and Minnie is cute. I think she deserves more interesting walls, and also another good point. We didn't have rotation, we didn't have half placement, now we do. So I feel like the houses would feel so much more alive if we incorporated all of those new techniques inside villagers' houses. So yeah, that would be great if we could update their layouts. The problem is, however, is a lot of these houses have quests that require specific items spawning inside the houses. So if they change the layout, for example, they're going to have to reprogram all of the quests associated with it, which is still doable. And I completely agree that they should do it. I feel like maybe that's why they're not doing it. But yeah, I totally stand behind this idea. It's a great idea. How did they get themselves on a bike? Glitch, cheating, help. So normally there is a glitch that you can do to make yourself stuck inside an item. And I do have multiple videos on this glitch. But in this case, this is not. It's not a glitch. It's not cheating. It's just a smart use of a pose. There's a few companions in the game that allow your character to be shifted off the center in the photo mode. So the most commons are Nana pose, Dragon pose, R2D2 pose. I think there is more, but those are the most common ones. This is Nana pose in action right here. So what you need to do to make this happen, if you only need to shift yourself by a little bit, like for example for the bike, you only need to shift yourself by a couple of squares, you can do it without using any glitches. You just stand to the left of it and equip one of these companions, depending on which pose you want. I'll show you the best ones in my opinion are going to be the dragon, any kind of dragon, and Nana. So we do this, we equip these. You only need one of these, up to you. Now I stand as close to the bike as I can, go into the camera mode, like this. And now I just use one of these poses. And as you see, it pushes your character on top. Nana actually works better here because she pushes the most. So now you just hide your companion. And there we go. We got a character riding a bicycle. Very nice and cute. Oh, and for the gusts of wind, the most common item to do this is the fairy flower garden. If you place it in front of the camera, you can stand right here. Well, first you need to activate it. Then when you stand right here, you're gonna have these little petals and wind effect going in front of the camera. Super cool tricks to elevate your shots in Dream Snaps. Oh, we got a vent! The fact that I cannot place a bench this far from the building when nothing actually blocking it infuriates me. Oh, it infuriates me too. It used to be much worse, so I think you can still place... So the game has two different heights for the items. Short items and tall items. And some items are certified as tall items even though they're not. Like for example, this bench, for whatever reason, is considered a tall item, so you won't be able to place it in areas that only allow short items. And usually if we have like overhang in houses, that's where we can only place short items. The funny part is there are short items that actually are much taller than the overhang, but the game still allows you to place them there because it's just coded as a short item. This bench being not a short item is absolutely ridiculous, and it's one of the countless inconsistencies that this game has to annoy their players with, so I totally share your pain. I've said it before, I'll say it again, footprints in this game should be tight around the building. Some of them have so much extra room for absolutely no reason. That, plus, not just for the buildings, for every single item, the footprints, in my opinion, has to be absolutely minimal. As minimal as possible. If it's, for example, a tree, just the thickness of the trunk should be the footprint for the tree, not all of the little tiny bits of pieces of the roots, because, like, it's our problem. If we're gonna intersect items in an ugly way, it's our problem. I understand why every item needs to have a footprint, and I also understand the issues where, for example, if your footprint doesn't match Look, for example, you have a big root coming off the tree. If it's not a part of the blueprint, that area will be accessible to walk through it or to for the chests to spawn it, but to spawn inside and you'll never find it. But you can also make it that it has two footprints. One is the one that we currently have that basically indicates where the character cannot pass and where the items cannot spawn. And then the other one, which only activates to when we're trying to place items. So we can still intersect their footprints beside like the base footprint, which is absolutely minimum possible, it would just improve the decorating a lot. I think it would be great. I think this is a great vent to finish this Reddit review on. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you had fun. We actually took a look at a lot of interesting things, a lot of cool builds, some vents, some new ideas, some really cool tricks for dream snaps, like having the wind effects. Like, it's so satisfying when you get to combine a lot of these super cool tricks and techniques to create absolutely mind-blowing shots. If you are curious or interested in elevating your dream snap game, definitely recommend checking out some of the videos I made in the past and other creators. There's a lot of amazing videos on tips and tricks and techniques on dream snaps that can help you elevate your shots to next levels. Definitely check them out if you feel inspired to take your dream snap game to the next level. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later, and take care.
Oh, nice day we're having, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful. Woohoo!
Amazing. Gotta tell you, it is really beautiful here. Hey, nice to see you.
Oh, hello.
Are you seeing this?